to stream Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Now, before we start, I need to put it on my Discord that I'm streaming, and then we'll get straight into the game. Now, I am playing this game completely blind. I have the audio going straight through to my ear, turned up, because this is a horror game, and it's the only way you should play a horror game. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's the only way you should play a horror game. And I'm going, as I say, I'm going into this I'm going into this completely blind. Because I've never watched a playthrough of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and I've never played it before. I got it from my PC, and it wouldn't work on my PC. And I never knew there was an Amnesia collection on the PS4 until a couple of weeks ago. Otherwise, I would have had it and been playing it. If I realised, but I did ask some viewers that were viewing my stream about a week, just over a week ago, well, nearly 2 weeks ago now, would you like to see me play Amnesia: The Dark Descent? And I was told yes. So, if you just give me... What? Right, apologies. I'm streaming and my mum decides to fucking call me. Give me a second. So apologies about that. Let's go and do something with my mum quickly. Just said to call on me just as I started streaming. But yeah, so going into this completely blind. The other games on this collection, Amnesia Justine and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, I'll also be going through and streaming. Only thing is, like with Machine for Pigs, I've seen a playthrough of it, so I wouldn't be going through it completely blind. But I know watching a game and playing through a game is completely different, because it's like with PT. I can watch somebody play through PT and not be scared of it at all. So as soon as I start playing, it doesn't matter how many times I play through PT, as soon as I start playing it, that's me done. Give me a sec. Just gonna put it on my Discord, and then we'll get straight into the game. Because I started late and possibly might be streaming until 7, I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see. So I'll just put there like that, and let's get right into the game. as I said, I'm going into this completely blind. It's still daytime. It's still early, but I've tried to make my room as dark as I possibly can. I've got my headphones on to really immerse myself into the game, and let's get going. Just give me a second. I'm gonna check the settings. Interact, I didn't expect interact to be R2, and run is L2. Okay. So the only thing I've seen about Amnesia: The Dark Descent is the start bit where you get to know the character you're playing as, like the name, like his name's Daniel. That's the only bit I've seen. Like the opening is the only bit I've seen.
Don't forget,
This is the only bit I've seen.
Forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is
The
crazy.
only thing disappointing about the Amnesia collection is the fact that there's no custom stories available.
Stop him. Focus.
Because there's a few custom stories that I've watched and played through, like watched a playthrough of that I wouldn't mind going for myself. Like the most recent being Emma's story. What a custom story that was! Very well done, brilliant custom story. I watched Markiplier flip through it recently, and unfortunately you can't have what do you call it? Custom stories. You just can't. You'll probably be able to hear me a lot better now because I've had a replacement end now. You know, I was saying the other day on stream that bit was broken. Well, the nib at the end was broken. Well, that bit I've now had a replacement of, and I've got a spare one in case this one breaks as well. Because now that I'm streaming more often, it's important, vitally important, that I have a working mic at all times. Whoa. Turn the boxes. Okay, so more tinder boxes. It's useful to have actually until I get a lantern. Although it's pretty well lit in this room. More tinder boxes. Oh, that's how you see the inventory. Okay. Yeah, don't want to be doing that too often. I'm going to make too loud of a noise. I don't know why I did that. I was watching up. The fuck was that? I watched Markiplier play through Emma's story the other day, one of the custom stories, and he was doing that. I know what this game's like, these things come alive. See, I'll be honest. The fuck? Get going now. I'll be honest, Amnesia games are the one horror game series that I've always wanted to play but never have. You know? I mean, there's plenty of horror series out there where I don't actually want to play the games, but it's very rare there's a horror series out there of games that I want to play but I haven't actually played. Fuck. Really want to waste my last tinderbox. There's something in this room. I like how you can interact with everything though, I do like that. Nothing here then. Nope. You gotta check everything, because there might be a lantern there. Once you get the lantern, you've got to check everywhere for oil. Obviously tinder boxes are useful when you run out of oil. I know a little bit about Amnesia, having watched a full playthrough of Amnesia the Machine for Pigs. But as I said, I'm willing to this completely blind. I have no idea what the game's really about. I don't know its story. I've never seen it. I've never seen a playthrough of this game. All I know is that this game is very psychological, like psychological horror more so than anything else. Noises though, that's what's freaking me out more than anything. Obviously nothing physically has happened yet. Okay, so that's one way, but let's just check down here. Nothing in here. Better than that one. So there's another door there. Oh! So lantern is square, right? Okay. Just trying to look at. Right, now I've got a lantern. I've got to look around for oil. Where I can, I've got to try and save oil. Like, obviously, in situations like that where I physically couldn't see it, obviously I need to use it. But I've learned from watching my play through Amnesia, you know, custom stories and Machine for Pigs, that you really need to be careful with your oil. Oh. Do I just click on interact to fill the oil?
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
So let's check over here. Entrance hall. Why does this look so familiar? I've never watched any part of this game aside from the opening bit. So how does this look so familiar? I'm sure that this...
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp.
Another
You've
game.
been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the...
That's doing
What did you
nothing for
call
me
it?
at the moment.
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
Nope. I don't really want to leave this area yet, not until I've explored more. Yeah, missed the tinderbox then. I can see what Markiplier meant now by the oil, because I've hardly had any oil given to me so far. Laboratory. A few places to explore. Wine cellar. First, before I go any further, there's a door down there it wants me to go to. I'm guessing the doors around here are locked anyway. I haven't tried any just in case it takes me through, but... Ah, more see so many doors, but it's obviously showing me towards this door down here. Because as soon as I came through this area, it was pointing me towards this door. So I think this is probably the best way to go. And I don't think this takes me to another area, I think this is just a normal door. Oh. Oh, how lovely. Okay, right, so I've got to find some way of getting that dissolved. So I'm guessing there's 3 doors I've got. There's 2 down there, and then there's 1 over there. And I'm guessing there's an item in each room that combined would give me what I would need. And I think the smartest idea would be to go to the laboratory first, because if you're looking for an ingredient to dissolve something, a lab is your best place to start. Better.
Is anyone there?
The fuck?
There should be more coop rats. Let me see. And 1 part aqua fortis.
The lack of chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experience have taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. Okay. Chemical ingredients removed from the laboratory to the wine cellar. Okay, so some ingredients in the wine cellar. So that's what I need to use. This is my 3rd attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense that I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua Megea instead of aqua fortis, in hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissues react especially violent to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. next then? Only one of the doors will be locked.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Okay.
May 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Ooh. So far, I'm quite enjoying this game. I mean, it's very interesting, to say the least. And it's different than any other horror game I've ever played before. Like, how it's set and stuff like that, you wouldn't think it could be that scary, but... Oh, what did I do? Okay. Right, that's better. Oh, and another one over here. I mean, also so low on tinder boxes. And there's nothing in here, so I literally just wasted all them tinder boxes. Oh. Oh. The fuck? I'm not wasting it in the box on the fire, because I don't need to. Books. Have a get up. Ooh.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
Well.
I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Oh dear. More oil. No.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Another region which would law in Auerstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbour, Castle Brennenburg. The quest forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes. It is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear the proof of the widespread superstition. All travellers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that the soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left there disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside deep burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? Jesus Christ, that's a lot of reading. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Alstad at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Alstad, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man? Who visited Sleepy Hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Baron of Benenberg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Alstad, and like most of those noble birth, rumours are inherited alongside with the title. Research in the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a noble from the Rhinelands claiming the role as a protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of the country. Well, Jesus Christ, that was a lot of reading. Right. Ooh. Okay, so I have yet to find any kind of key or anything yet. Let's just put that back. No, no key in there. There's a key somewhere. It's not in here. I don't know where else. So. Oh, hang on. places. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. I am completely and utterly stumped. Because I've obviously found... Or when that happens, am I supposed to click on this, am I? Okay, let's try that then. Because I honestly have no idea, otherwise. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Really, I'm stumped. Like, properly stumped. Because I'm doing all what it's asking me to do. I can't see any more books similar. Have I missed something? Am I supposed to have found a key somewhere, or... What? I missed a tinder box anyway. I am stumped. I am really, 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 really stumped. There's no other way out. I've gone in the rooms, the only possible rooms that are left, and I have no clue. I was supposed to find a key near it though. Nope. Oh, that's better. I'm stumped. Like, proper stumped. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm missing. That's oh, hang on. Got no tinderboxes. Shit. Like, I am utterly stumped. I don't really want to end on being stuck. So what was... Let me have a look at the mementos. So there is some sort of secret door mechanism in the local history room. Okay. Right. I don't like doing this, but we're going to Google it. Oh, go away. Yeah, so we're going to quickly Google it because I'd rather not end when we're stuck. So, just give me a sec. Give me a sec, sorry. So apparently there's 2 books on the same bookshelf. Ah! Fucking hell, I'm sick. Okay. Did it? Fuck, I'm sick. I didn't see the 3rd book, see? Fucking hell, I'm an idiot. Wilhelm and his force have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trustful servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I'll feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. I have no tinder boxes still. What a fucking shame. Right. Oh, by the way, hello to the what the fuck? I did that open all of a sudden. Anyway, hey, hello to the viewer that just joined me. Unfortunately, I will be going off shortly. As soon as I get to the wine cellar, I am gonna go off. So, sorry about that. But I'll be back next week. My schedule will be posted on my Discord tomorrow for next week. Okay, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of it, because that was something physical. Nope. Fuck that. Honest to God, you dick of a game. The fuck? The fuck is that? Honest to God, this game is starting to fucking scare me. We're in the wine cellar. I think that's all I've got time for today. So yes, that's all I've got time for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really enjoyed the first hour of, well, I say the first hour, I'm probably not even an hour into the game yet. I played an hour of it, but I'm probably not an hour into the game yet. That fucking puzzle that was fucking really easy, it took me way too long. But I hope you all enjoyed watching me play Amnesia. I'm so enjoying it. Like, I'm so glad that I'm eventually getting to play this now. I really am. I'll definitely be playing more of this next week. In fact, I'm going to be playing so much of it that we possibly might even complete it next week and move on to one of the other games on the collection. Anyway, as I said, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I sure did. I'm really enjoying Amnesia, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.